the biggest difference in the game was just how the Grizzlies treated Anthony Davis this time. I mean, there was a noticeable fear in Anthony Davis in game one. I mean, I don't blame them. Like, he had 7 blocks,
Mm-hmm.
three steals, he had 22 points, 10, 11 rebounds. Like, he dominated the Grizzlies. And if it wasn't for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ruby Hachimura, technically, then Anthony Davis would have been the most dominant player on the floor. But
Yeah.
the thing that I noticed was that with Xavier Tillman, in game one, they just sagged off of him. And he didn't make them pay for it. He just kind of like went through the motions. And he even said he kind of went through the motions, played that dribble handoff, screen and roll, just kind of ran through the actions instead
Mm-hmm.
of taking what the defense was giving them. And I felt like in that game last night, Xavier Tillman and the guards both put pressure on Anthony Davis. They forced him to be more active instead of just hanging around the boxes and elbows to patrol the paint. Put pressure on him with the mid-range jumper. And then Xavier Tillman, he tacked on the roll. He crashed from the free throw line into the paint and just really just showed no fear. And I felt like that was really the biggest difference in the game. Kind of lines up with just their overall urgency, but just how they treated Anthony Davis, both defensively and offensively, just like you mentioned, switching more, but just being more physical with him. Like, he's not the kind of guy that's just gonna like back you down and put you in the rim. Like, if he can't get you all the way down into the paint, he's gonna go with that fadeaway jumper, which is just like
You live with
statistically
that.
speaking, it's a lower percentage shot. Yeah. So that's what I kind of saw in game 2.
But yeah, for AD, like for most superstars, like they're sometimes their best enemy is themselves, right? AD is part of that,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously Memphis did a great job kind of bringing that out of him. But yeah, they give credit to them. Obviously, they were told to be super physical. Xavier Tillman was extremely physical with him, and they switched a lot more. And Dylan Brooks also pushed him off his spot. AD likes to catch it about a step closer than he did. He was kind of 2 steps outside the free throw line. That's a little bit farther than he wants to operate from. Again, Brooks is really good at like pushing you a little bit in the back, and that kind of gets you into a physical battle. And I thought also the refs were a little bit in his head. You could tell he thought he got blocked, Parker, I think like 5 times underneath the rim, right? And twice by John Conchar, which I thought was a really nice adjustment, who didn't play a lot in game 1, Conchar. But in game 2, I thought that was a great counter from Coach Jenkins by playing him in those non-AD minutes as well. But even when AD was on the floor, he blocked his shot twice, I believe, at the rim. Just a bigger size dude that did a great job. But yeah, they took him out of the game, and he was like, what? I think he finished like 4 or 14 or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Just an awful night. And yeah, I think he needs to take more jump shots. He's really lost confidence in it. I mean, you could tell the threes are completely out of his shot diet. So now it's pretty much mid-range jumpers or like jump hooks, and he's a lot of nights he's really okay with just being like a screen big for the guards. This team has a lot of guards now that eat up shots, right? Austin Reeves, D'Angelo
Mm-hmm.
Russell, even Dennis Schroeder when he comes at the bench, and AD at times we really just look off and not be aggressive. But Memphis forced him into it. They played him single coverage. They showed out. They showed help with Jaren Jackson and played off Jaren Vanderbilt. You could tell that's going to be a really important line for me going forward. Is without Ja, Vanderbilt doesn't really have a role, like, because he's the one that's picking up Ja full court. And so Jackson is really playing off of him. And that's where AD struggled. He had a really tough time getting any one-on-one baskets. And I expect that to change in game 2. You're not going to shut down a superstar. Just like John Morant, you wouldn't be able to shut him down for a whole series. So I'm sure he'll bounce back. But yeah, credit Memphis. Xavier Tillman, those guys are super physical, and AD didn't respond to that physicality. He didn't meet force with
Mm-hmm.
force. He tried to meet force with finesse. And with the
Yep.
Memphis team, it's a very tough thing to meet Memphis with finesse. They're a team that's going to punch you in the mouth. You gotta punch right back.